What's up, guys? It's Colin Coates from Built2Wander. Happy New Year. We're kicking things off up here in Washington State. We're in the Pacific Northwest, getting ready to do some snow wheeling up here in the mountains. We got a group of 3 really well-built Jeeps with us today. We've got a JL, a Gladiator, and a JK, all on 40-inch Nitto Trail Grapplers. Follow along as we cover some tips and tricks, some gear you should have on hand, what to look out for, and some best practices while you're out wheeling in the snow. First things first, you want to have a group of people with you, at least one additional rig. Fortunately, there's quite a few of us. We've got 3 Jeeps, that way if something happens, you got some friends to help you get out. Say hi, everybody. Come on, I need some more energy. How we doing?
Good. Morning.
All right, that's a little better. It's still early here. We're gonna air down and then go hit the trail. So we're in for a fun day, and we're ready to get things started. So all 3 of these rigs are running 40-inch Nitto Trail Grapplers, and they're all on beadlock wheels, which allows us to air down to about 5 PSI. If you were on a standard wheel, you might only go down to about 10 or 12 PSI before you run the risk of popping that bead. But nonetheless, it's important to note that anytime you're ready to do some snow wheeling, it's definitely advised to air down. It not only makes for a more comfortable ride, but it will provide for more traction when you're in the snow and the slippery conditions. All right, I'm riding shotgun with Whitney Davis today. Whitney is a big part of the Bos Racing Team in the Ultra4 series. Tell me a little bit about what you do for the race team.
I am team manager, so I think the main thing I do is I keep those crazy boys in line, make sure they don't do anything stupid, and reach out, point of contact for all the distributors, partners that we have for all 3 of our builds.
Right on. So what are we up to today?
We are adventuring in the Pacific Northwest, trying to find some snow, go snow wheeling, and just kind of show that just because the conditions change doesn't mean you can't get out and enjoy your Jeep and be out in the nature.
We're obviously not rock crawling out here today. Whitney, what kinds of trails are you targeting in the winter with snow on the ground?
Main ones that you're gonna look for are Forest Service roads. You do have to pay attention though, because occasionally they will be closed for snowmobiling in the winter. So you do have to do your research and see what Forest Service roads are open.
To that point, we loaded up this trail on Onyx Off-Road, and if you tap the map on that trail, it'll tell you the dates that the trail is open. So this trail does show that it's open all year round. So we knew ahead of time that we weren't gonna have that issue, but it's definitely something you wanna look out for as you plan your trip. I got Ryan Davis with us. Ryan is Whitney's husband. He also is involved with the Bos Racing team. Ryan, tell me a little bit about what you do with Bos Racing and how you got into Jeeps.
So actively now, being that we have 3 cars, I co-drive with Bill Schultz, who is also, he's a Nitto athlete.
Okay.
We just kind of started with them last year with our new 4800 car.
We're out here snow wheeling. You brought your JK.
Yep.
4-door. You got Nitto 40s on it. What other things do you need to have with you to be prepared for a good day of snow wheeling and also be prepared for that worst case scenario?
Yeah, I mean, you always want to prepare for everything to go wrong. You know, traction adders like lockers, those are always smart.
Okay.
You know, always have a winch on it. I mean, it's the same stuff with the Jeep, but aside of that, you know, just have good recovery gear. You know, have toe straps, have shackles, snatch blocks, if you've got a kinetic rope to kind of assist in pulling people out, because, you know, you never know when something could go wrong.
And so then in addition to like recovery gear and vehicle equipment, what are some other things that you should have with you?
And your emergency supplies, you know, like first aid kits, you know, have a blanket with you. I mean, literally plan on staying the night.
Yeah.
Food, water, you know, I mean, just something to get you over, you know, and make sure you're full of fuel. I mean, when we stopped before we even went up here, we were all pretty much full, but just top off, be ready for anything. Yeah,
absolutely. And then lastly, something I've noticed is some of the radio chatter between the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it, you know, it's always good to have some communication devices within the vehicles. That way you can communicate with the other people in your group.
Yeah, the rugged radios, stuff like that. You know, we all have in-car radios, but even a 5-watt handheld, you know, is going to get you out there in case something happens and you need to try to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah, great tips, Ryan. I appreciate you having me out here, letting me tag along with you guys. You know, as Ryan said, there's only a few things that you really need to consider when you come out here. It's not as intimidating as people make it out to be, but if you prepare effectively, you can come out here, have a great day, and be prepared for those worst case scenarios without it ruining your day. Taking a quick break on the trail for lunch. We got a fire going, warm up a little bit. It's definitely cold out here. Of course, we are in the snow. Chef Ryan is cooking some fish and steak for lunch. So we're gonna enjoy ourselves, take a little break, and then get right back after it. It's been really helpful just looking at the Onyx off-road app as we've been going down the trail today. Allows us to make sure that we're still on the trail. I mean, it's a little hard to tell at times where the trail goes, especially when it's covered in snow. Of course, it's always important to stay the trail, but I think especially in the snow. Would you agree, Whitney?
Yes, you definitely don't know what's under the snow, whether it's a log, a hole, how deep the snow is. So it really is just best to stay on the trail at all times.
Absolutely. Just a good thing to keep in mind no matter, you know, what conditions you're wheeling in, but specifically while snow wheeling from a safety perspective as well. Guys, thanks for joining us up here in the Pacific Northwest for some snow wheeling. We had a blast hitting the trails with our friends out in Washington State. And as we've shown, with the right preparation and tools on hand, you can really make a fun day out of wheeling out here in the snow. So drop us a note below. Let us know if you have plans to go snow wheeling. We'd love to hear about them. And as always, hit the like button if you did and subscribe if you haven't. Until next time, wander on.